hello grade 11. We're going to do this program now. We're going to write procedures, in fact 3 of them. If you look over here, your button click event of your code must have a procedure called getValidCode, a procedure called convertToNumber, and a procedure called displayNumber. And they're going to they've got no parameters, so we're going to work with global variables. So let's go and write our methods. First of all, look at the instructions. We've got to write 3 methods. GetValidWord, which is going to test if get the word. Basically, GetValidWord is going to test if it consists of 7 alphabet letters. And yeah, let's go and get just get the word basically. And B is valid is a function that's going to go and test if the number is valid. So basically the person's going to enter a word, and we're going to go and get it, convert it to numbers. Like on the keyboard, not on the keyboard, on your cell phone, you'll see if you press the number 2, you represent A, B or C, capital A, B, C. If you press number 3, you represent capital D, E, F, and so on. So the plumber is actually the number that on your number pad on your cell phone. And we were to take the name plumber and convert it to numbers. Now we're going to use that method procedure called convertToNumber over there. We're actually going to use B is valid. We're going to use a Boolean variable, but getting the word is basically taking the word from there. So we're just going to write procedures, okay? So we're only going to write getValidWord. So let's get the valid word, write a procedure called getValidWord. So I'll go to my program and I'll go down here and I'll write under private. I can put it under private or I can put it under public too. So I'm going to write procedure getValidWord. Now we have to have a global variable called sword, and that basically we got to get this word here, okay, over there. But we're also going to store that in the variable as well. So we'll make s prefix where's my x? Oh, there it is. It's working. Okay. The numbers. So in the btn convert click, we're not going to use the button click yet. No, we're writing a procedure just to go and get the word from the edit box. So getValidWord, highlight it, Control Shift C, and then we'll say this global variable sword. Put it in this getValidWord procedure. Say sword equals, and the name of the edit box is edtWord dot text. Okay, that's it. One procedure done. The next procedure that we must write is convertToNumber. So sword is going to be a number. Okay. So let's go and write a procedure convertToNumber. So we're going to take the global variable and convert it to a number. Procedure convertToNumber. Is that how it's supposed to be written? Yes, it is. Right. Highlighted. Control Shift C. So this is the difficult part. We're going to go through each character of sword, and we're going to go and convert to number. So I've got to s new. I don't need to do that, no. We're going to just basically, actually we are going to build a new string, hey? S new, we're going to build a string. So we'll say s new, and make that equal to an empty string, and then I'm going to go from 1 to the length to the last character of number, s word. Now s word is a global variable, okay? For k equals 1 to length of s word. S word is our global variable that we got here. And then we're going to do the following case. S word, no, we've got an uppercase. Let's upcase our character case, upcase in brackets s word, character number k of. Now, if it's A, B, or C, A, B, or C, then we're going to say s new equals s new plus the number 2. If it's a 1, it'll just be s new plus 1. So the 1 is not going to be any letter. If it's a 1, then s new equal to s new plus a 1. Then we're going to worry about DEF. You can actually even go like this, D dot dot F. Then we'll add the 3. If it's GHI, G dot dot I, and S new equal S new plus 4. If it's J to L, we have S new equal S new plus 5. And by the way, the only way to do this is to copy and paste, because seriously, it will take forever otherwise. M to O, then P to S, P, Q, R, and S. And we're going to add the number 7 to our new string. And if it's T to V, we'll add 7, 8. And oops, this will be capital T here because we're upcasing each character each time, making sure it's capitals. TV and then W to Z. What if it's a naught? Well, it'll just stay a naught. So we're going to keep the naught there. We've got to make allowances for the naught, eh? And the 1. If it's a letter, no, there's no letter O. So there won't be a number 1, it's only going to be characters, so you'll never have a number 1 or a naught. We're looking at the, remember that S word is actually going to be a word, it's not going to be a number, so those don't count. And of course, we need the W here. Right, so that's it. Now, we're not finished. We've built S new, and this procedure has to have, and we're in the for loop here of S new, okay? But outside the for loop, remember this case is happening inside the for loop. When we're finished with everything, we're going to say S word will be equal to our S new. So we're giving S word, which is a global variable, new value. S word is a global variable, okay? How did we get it? In our get valid word, we just stored it into the text box item into S word. Right, the next thing is display number. Right, let's see, where do we display? We just display it then. We have to display it with the prefix in brackets. Display the complete number with the prefix. Okay. Oh, we also have to check, but we'll do that checking in our code. So we're going to write a procedure called display number. This is just practice writing procedures. Okay, so I'm going to write another procedure. Procedure display number. No parameters. Highlighted. Control Shift C. And all we do is say PNL display dot caption equals, and I'm just going to put the prefix in, and you know, I'm not going to use the variable edt prefix, I'll just use edt prefix dot text here plus, and then another close bracket, and then I'm going to join that to S word. Okay, so I don't need that variable that I made earlier, this S prefix, I'm not going to use it. Right, now, so there's display the number. Now we're going to call these procedures. We're going to test for valid word just now. The only test was that it must be 7 letters only. It must be alphabet letters. There mustn't be any numbers in it. 7 alphabet letters, and then we're going to have a Boolean variable called b is valid, not a function. A Boolean variable, so don't worry about that. Not dealing with functions yet. Now the convert button is where we're going to go and call the methods we just wrote. Right, so the first method we must call is, or use, is get valid word, that one. See? Then copy and paste it. Get valid word. And now we're going to say our Boolean variable, var b is valid, Boolean. We've got to check S word if length of S word is equal to, it must be exactly 7, then we can go and double check. We've got to set b is valid, set it to false beforehand. After we've checked to see the 7 characters, we're also going to go and check if there's any numbers in there. In other words, can we convert the string, well, to any numbers? Well, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go through the string one character at a time. So I'm going to go and check here if there's any numbers for k equals 1 to length of S word, do begin and end. Right, so we're going to say case S word, or we actually just say if, I don't have to do a case here. If S word character number k in the set of 0 dot dot 9. Oh, wait, not in. If it's not in, no. Let's rather say if it's not in the if not uppercase S word k in the set of capital letters in a dot dot z. That'll be a quicker way. If not uppercase character k in the set of capital letters. Let's watch our begins and ends here, hey? Because there's one begin and end we don't need here. Okay. This is the end of the if, this is the end of our for loop. Then we will say B is valid equals, well, maybe, yeah, is equals false. Else B is valid equals true. Let's study that carefully. Is this really going to work? We're setting B is valid to false. If we're going through the loop one at a time, we actually need to use this B is valid here. We need to use this here. Actually, no, we can keep it there. Sorry, we'll keep it there. Because I'm going to make another valid statement here and basically say B valid equals true. And what will happen is this other Boolean variable I'm going to use here, I'm setting it to true, B valid, another variable, B valid, and if any character of S word is not in this letter of alphabet A to Z, then we'll make B valid equals false, which means that at the end of this for loop here, so I've got two Boolean variables. Let's make another one here. Let's just go type it. There we go. So we've got a global B is valid false here, and then we check if the length is equal to 7. If it's equal to 7, we're fine. We're going to carry on. We're going to go and check for characters in the string. So I'm going to use another Boolean flag over here, set it to true, assume that they're all characters, but if we find one that's not a character, then we'll set B valid equals to false. And at the end of this statement, the end of this for loop, after it's gone through every single character, and it just finds just one character that's not actually the letter of the alphabet, then we're going to ask the question, yeah, if B, then we'll see what B valid is, you know. If B valid is still false, sorry, we set it to true, hey. If B valid is still true after it's gone through there, then we can say that this is true, else B valid equals false. So let's go through that again very quickly so you can sort of get the gist of what's happening here. I'm just going to move this up a bit so you can see what's happening. Right, what we have here is we get the valid word. Okay, it's going into S word. S word is now, it's a global variable. We've got it stored in S word. That's all that get valid word did. And then we got a Boolean variable that we set to false. We're assuming that S word is false. But if the length of S word is equal to 7, then we can go on and check the slot. We're going to check for every single character of S word to see if it is in the letter of alphabet. And if it is not, if it's not in that set of alphabet letters, then we'll set B valid false. This B valid is true. But if it's still true after we've done this whole check over here, then we've got this B is valid will then be set to true. Otherwise, it's going to be set to false. So first we checked the length, and then we went to go and check the characters to make sure they were all letters of the alphabet. And if they were, then we set our variable over there to true, otherwise I set it to false. Okay. Now, we have to ask another question. Boolean flag. We've got to say if B is valid, we've got to write this code in our statement, in our button click event. So we can say if B is valid, if that's equal to true, or you can just say if B is valid. You can just, if you just delete that, that means you're saying if it's true. I always like to write if it's equal to true. Then we're going to call these other methods, begin and end. Convert to number. We're going to call convert to number. And then we're going to call display number. Okay, just like the statement said there. And now let's see if it works. Yeah, this is a difficult one. You should have watched the other videos up to now. We did before the holidays. So I'm going to write the word plumber here and convert, and there it is. If I put in a number there, and then basically it's actually not going to, we should actually have something that says, you know, doesn't display anything or displays a message. You could actually put that in the code too, but I'll write plumber with the, so nothing gonna get converted. We can actually have an else here, panel display.caption invalid, something like that. Okay, so doesn't tell you to do that, but I've just done it. Right, so you try this without looking. Right, see you again tomorrow.